This episode of Audiology Marketing Now is made possible by SendPepper, the world's first automated direct mail and email marketing software designed specifically for small businesses. Sign up for a free trial at sendpeppersuccess.com. Coming up on today's episode, homesteading on the internet, the facts about physician referrals, and some great resources for finding affordable audiological equipment. I'm Matt Perry, and this is the show that helps audiologists like you get what they really want: more happy patients and more profits. Okay, we're going to start today's show with a little history lesson. I want to talk briefly about the Homestead Act of 1868. Now, I know a lot of you out there watching live somewhere outside of the US, and you probably have no idea what the Homestead Act is. That's okay. A lot of Americans have no idea what the Homestead Act is. Maybe you learned about it in school but forgot. Well, do you remember watching that movie Far and Away with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman? The end of that movie centers around the Oklahoma land race, which took place as a result of the Homestead Act. During the 19th century, there was a lot of underdeveloped land in the United States. The government decided to divide up the land west of the Mississippi River into homesteads, which were 160-acre plots of land, and then give them away to people who wanted them. Free land, 160 acres of free land. There was an application process, and in some areas it simply came down to who could get to the land fast enough and claim it as their own. In the movie Far and Away, it shows part of the Oklahoma land race as an event where there's a starting line, a gun fires, and everyone races their horses and covered wagons across the prairie as fast as they can. The first person who plants their flag in the soil of the homestead owned it. Crazy. Now, I don't have to tell you that today, 160 acres of land, no matter where it is worth a lot of money. The people who got there first won. And a lot of them, their families, became very wealthy over time. And homesteading wasn't the only way early adopters were becoming rich in real estate. There was a time when you could get a plot of land in New York City for next to nothing. People have been buying plots of land in New York City and getting rich off of them over time ever since. So, why are we talking about this? It's about the times. They are a-changin'. Believe it or not, there are people out there who have never used a telephone book. And I'm not talking 5-year-old kids here. There are adults out there now who have never used a telephone book. And the newspaper industry is moribund. My family subscribes for the store circulars and coupons, and that's it. We'd love to get just the Sunday paper, but as a courtesy, I get it 3 other days during the week free of charge. I can't get them to stop either. Those free papers keep their circulation numbers up, which is what they need to sell advertising space. Well, last week I found this in my mailbox. This paper has been around 25 years and it's been shrinking over time. Last week I took out the coupons and the ads, went to throw it in the recycling bin like I usually do, and noticed something different. It's 1 page. This paper is 1 page folded in half. This is a sign of our times. The newspaper used to be a great medium for advertising a practice. Now it's just okay. Soon it will be completely dead. The best way to market an audiology practice 20 years ago is not the best way to market one today. And the best way to market today will not be the best way to market 10 years from now, or even 5 years from now. And I don't know exactly what the future will look like, but I do know that the internet will be a big part of it. The homestead days of the internet are gone, but we're still in the early days, and it's easy to stake your claim. The practices who are actively staking their claim on the internet today will have deep roots in the internet in the very near future, and they will profit from those deep roots. Let me speak frankly. If you aren't actively staking your claim on the internet, your practice will suffer in the future. Some of you guys don't even have a website. That's the first step. But that's just the beginning. You need directory listings, patient testimonials, a social media presence, videos. Not just because it will help you grow your practice today, which it will, but because you need to do it now to grow your practice in the future. A practice can survive today without much of a web presence, it's true. I don't know how long it will take, but there will come a time when that is no longer possible. The time to stake your claim is now. Today's question comes from Evan in New York. Evan asked that I speak a little about acquiring physician referrals, and a couple other people have recently asked me the same thing. So, how do we get physicians to refer their patients to us for audiological services? Well, marketing is all about getting the right message to the right person at the right time. People react to marketing messages when the perceived benefits outweigh the perceived consequences. And although not everyone is aware of this, physicians are people too. We could talk for hours about different ways to market to physicians, and that would probably be a worthwhile conversation. But today, let's talk about the basic facts. We'll talk about more specific strategies in the future. First, the value of a referring physician is high. I mean, really high. One referring physician can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue over the life of a practice. Therefore, it's worth pursuing. Secondly, physicians are constantly being sold to. If you've ever spent time in a busy physician's office, you've probably seen people who don't look like patients coming in to see the doctor. A lot of them are toting large boxes or rolling suitcases. Others have jars of candy. Physicians are constantly being hit up by people who want their money or their patients. So we're not alone in asking for referrals. There are chiropractors, acupuncturists, physical therapists, dentists, on and on and on. Next, physicians generally refer to people they have a relationship with. And of course, there are different ways to build relationships. One physician might refer to you because they perceive you as the trusted expert in an area. Another physician might refer to you because your daughter and his daughter are on the same soccer team. But there has to be some sort of relationship there. The traditional method of dropping by with a box of treats might be an okay first step for some offices, but it's not the only step in building a relationship. You can't simply introduce yourself to physicians and expect the referrals to come rolling in. Think of it a little like dating. You go on some dating website, find someone in your area you'd like to start a relationship with, and ask them to meet for coffee. The conversation is going well, so you pull out a ring and ask them to marry you. No. Can you imagine? There's no relationship there. It takes a little more effort than that. And finally, a physician marketing campaign is a long-term strategy. Results are not immediate, and persistence is key. Several years ago, I read an article by someone I'd love to credit if I remembered who it was, but they compared physician marketing to farming. It's a great comparison. When we send out mailings and print newspaper ads, we're hunting and fishing. We're going out for a specific period of time, hoping to come home with some food. Physician marketing doesn't work this way. Some people can go out and deliver candy to local physicians' offices and then give up on physician marketing because they don't get any extra referrals during the next month. Physician marketing is like farming. It takes a long time and a lot of work up front and a little work to maintain, but once your farm is producing, it keeps producing, and it can produce a lot. So those are the facts. I'd love to hear what has worked for you and what has not worked for you guys. How have you been going about courting your physicians in your area? Let's see if we can get a little discussion going here and learn from each other. You can leave your comments below the video at audiologymarketingnow.com. Let's face it, audiological equipment is expensive, and you can spend a lot of money trying to stay on the diagnostic cutting edge. But every dollar spent on equipment is a dollar not spent on something else. You've heard how a new car loses 20% of its value the moment it is driven off the lot? Well, it's even worse with audiological equipment. And while that kind of sucks when it comes to buying new equipment, it creates great bargains in the world of used equipment. You just have to know where to find them. I want to share with you two resources. The first one is eBay. Now, I'm guessing a lot of you have used eBay before. The typical eBay auction involves someone putting something up for sale and then people saying how much they're willing to pay for it, And at the end of a specific period, the person who bid the most wins the item. I have an uncle who has sold a ton of stuff on eBay. He buys stuff from antique shops and then resells them on eBay. A few years ago at Christmas, I think, we were arguing about the merits of eBay. He firmly believed that it was impossible to get a good deal on eBay because everything was selling at market rate. He argued that by definition, you can't be getting a good deal because a winning bid amount is a little bit more than what anyone else is willing to pay for it. And while I see his logic, it doesn't always work that way in our world. You can get good deals on audiological equipment for two reasons. Number one, there are a limited number of potential buyers. And number two, there are a lot of sellers who have no clue what they're selling. Here's one example. Before I opened my practice, I knew I wanted some ENG equipment. Now, I personally don't enjoy performing ENGs so much, but I wanted to be a comprehensive practice, and I knew I could eventually hire someone else to do the testing for me. So I would periodically search on eBay for used ENG equipment. I eventually got an entire Charter ENG system with an air irrigator on a cart for about $750. It was being sold by some liquidator who had cleared out a VA hospital after it closed. He didn't know what he had, so it was being listed under the model number of the irrigator. Now, no one was searching for a specific irrigator by its model number, so nobody found it. I was the only bidder. Killer deal. Well, get this. After I won the system, I took a closer look at the photos, and sitting on top of the irrigator was a Biologic Navigator ABR unit. It came on the same pallet. Clearly, this guy had no idea what he had. So, how do you find these deals? Well, look often and be patient. Try searching for misspellings of brands and specific serial numbers. If you're looking for a bunch of different equipment, create a long search term using a whole bunch of positive and negative keywords, and then save it to a text file. Then you can copy and paste it into the search bar on eBay every couple days and see what pops up. You can also click on the completed listings in the left column to see what has sold and not sold recently. If you see something you like that didn't sell, contact the seller and ask them if they still have it. So that's eBay. But another one of my favorite resources is Bud Magist. Bud has positioned himself as the audiology equipment matchmaker. People around the country contact him when they have equipment they want to sell. He then lists them in a Word document on his website, and other people offer to buy that equipment. He facilitates the payment and the shipping, make sure it's okay, and everybody's happy. I've got some great deals on equipment through Bud. You can check out his current inventory at magistllc.biz. So ends another episode of Audiology Marketing Now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share your physician marketing ideas in the comments section below the video at audiologymarketingnow.com. Check out sampeppersuccess.com, and be sure to tune in next time to learn more modern marketing strategies designed to get you more of what you really want: more happy patients and more profits.